on Page 3 here at News 9, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the exclusive conversation for his upcoming release. Another season of our very favorite Special Ops is my favorite, like I have already said, Karan Tacker. Thank you so much for joining us here for the conversation, Karan.
Thank you so much for such a sweet introduction, and it's so nice to finally meet you in person as well.
Absolutely. Let's speak about the journey over the years. It has not been very pretty for you also. It has not been very smooth one for you. But ultimately you became an indelible and somebody who we keep on the pedestal in the entertainment industry now because of the extremely big talent that you possess as far as the acting is concerned. But from business management till becoming an actor, how has it been for you?
First of all, thank you so much for that kind of kindness. You know, in all honesty, my journey has been very pretty. It's not been easy for sure, but it's been very beautiful nonetheless. Yes, I'm a business student. You know, I finished my marketing and I had a little business with my father. That's how it all started. And, you know, the world hit recession and my business also plummeted with that. And one thing led to another, to cut the story short, because I think I've said it so many times now. But I became an actor, and it's been 16 very, very beautiful years since that time. And I have nothing but love and gratitude for where I am in my life at the moment.
When we speak about the challenges, because we have said that it was not a smooth ride, which phase was the most difficult one to maneuver?
You know, I don't honestly, you know, zindagi की ना खूबसूरती है कि आप जब भी, when you look back at life, right, everything in nostalgia just seems very romanticized and beautiful, right? So now when I look back at my tough times, you know, that could be probably when my business went through its bankruptcy, and you know, it was very tough for us as a family to kind of scrape through, or it was when I took a break from television. These are the two sort of spiked tough times of my life. But now when I look back at it in hindsight, it seems beautiful nonetheless. I feel like even in that little time and that little that I had at that time, life in itself was very good, because I feel, you know, we as a family were together. We still kept each other together, and you know, today when there's so much love from, you know, the audience, and there's a fair amount of you know, success, I feel like all of it was just meant to happen, and it's turned out quite nicely. So I'm not bitter about it at all. If anything, I feel thank God that tough times happened, because I don't think I would have taken life as seriously as I do today.
So how do you, you know, maintain that as well? That a lot of female would be pouring in to your DMs as well.
Well, what's to maintain? Yeah, it's always welcome. I really enjoy it, honestly speaking. You know, it's always nice to meet someone who likes your work, because you know, I you know, even after 16 years, you know, there's so many times, like in these promotions, I was moving around, and I was like, I don't get why people want photos with you, because I don't know, you know, maybe I'm an actor, so I don't see it from that lens. But I still find it very, very humbling and very fascinating when someone wants to kind of, someone says, you know, I'm a fan, and I'm like, wow, you know, this is just such a nice job that, one, you get to do what you do as a hobby, and second, you get so much love for it.
And about humbling, Tahir has recently mentioned that you were extremely helpful and you were very humble on sets. What keeps you sane despite of enjoying so much popularity and successful years? What's that one, you know, mantra to keep you grounded?
I mean, let's be honest, listen, I'm not a very big celebrity, right? It's not like I'm the Shah Rukh Khans of the world. I feel if they can keep it together and they can keep their heads leveled, I'm a very, very small cog in the entertainment industry. I have no reason to really fly out of my own realm.
I think that you are being modest.
No, I'm not. You know, I don't look at it like that, quite frankly. You know, it's very difficult to consider yourself to be a celebrity, and I think that would be the death of an actor, the day you start celebrating yourself.
I think so, yes.
The truth of it is, I love what I do. I genuinely, wholeheartedly love what I do. My entire physicality, I feel like, just comes to life. I feel like, you know, one of those robots that have, you know, just plugged the charging point and they've come off. That's how I feel when I'm on a set. Tahir himself is a very sweet guy, and I think, you know, we are around each other's age, and we just bonded on a certain level. Very, very seldom does it happen that an antagonist and a protagonist
are actually gelling up behind the
gelling
cameras,
together, especially when the first day of shoot is a hand-to-hand combat, right? But it was lovely. You know, it was really nice to shoot with him, and like I said, you know, on a Neeraj Pandey set, I think the biggest star is the script and the content you're shooting for, and I think we're all as actors laborer to that vision of Neeraj sir. So you know, we're all very gung ho. We all come with our best ability to you know, fulfill his vision, and yeah, you know, just to make it glorious. You know, also for a show like Special Ops, which got so much love for the first season.
Yes.
I think as an artist or as an actor, you know, I feel like somewhere I owe it to the audience, right? To put your best foot forward. And when you tend to do that, I think, you know, you just take it all in a very different way.
I did miss you in the Bengal chapter as well. Did you see it?
Of course, I binged it the first day it dropped.
What were your thoughts?
No, so I'll tell you something, you know, which, of course, as audience, not a lot of people know. I mean, Khakee from day one was meant to be one season, one story.
One story,
right? I mean, the first season was based on a real human being. That's IPS Amit Lodha. Now, you can't fictionalize a story just to keep a season going. So that is why the intention was always that it's going to be a limited season to a limited story. So when I mean, of course, my thoughts were I was looking forward to the Bengal chapter because I knew that what the theory behind the seasons is. I know that, you know, I mean, like I get from where you're coming, and you know, it's really sweet that the fans and, for example, you wanted to see me in the second season. But I truly feel the second season had its own charm. But I loved it. I loved what Jeet Dada did. I loved Rasanjeet. I loved Adil was really good on the show, and yeah, the show in general was very nice.
Because I thought the end scene of the Bihar chapter had me thinking about seeing you in a very different avatar, even if the chapter was different. So,
well, you know, I did shoot a day for the second season. You know, we were meant to kind of do something, but I think someone on the edit it didn't look honest to, or maybe it didn't look right and that's totally Neeraj sir's call, and he is so good with his understanding of content that you know, उनकी सोच बहुत सही direction में होती है. Then and you understand as an artist, you know, that where he's coming from.
Absolutely. And it's a quick trivia about you for our viewers. You are a dancer as well. You're an entrepreneur. You're an actor, director, but you're a sailor as well. Something on that front that you would want to tell our viewers about, that you're an explorer.
I used to be a dancer. Sometimes I also look back at my Jhalak journey and I'm like, यार मैंने कैसे कर लिया यार? If I had to dance again, I'd look like an idiot.
बहुत अच्छा किया और.
नहीं, अब मुझसे मेरे को मैं मतलब इतना time हो गया dance किए. Actually, I've started missing dancing. You know, I do want to get back to that. But yeah, I've started sailing. I've started, but it's been a year since I've been sailing, and you know, now I'm a certified sailor, and it's something that I picked on as a random thing on a trip to Mauritius. You know, they had this small test, and I don't know what you call those sailboats, but they're like slightly touristy sailboats, and you can take it to a certain point. You know how they like barricade the water?
Yeah.
तो उतना ही आप चला सकते हो. But I was like, man, this is so good. You know, this is so much fun to do. And it's while it's a technical sport, but it's not something that someone can't pick up. But if I can do it, I always feel like somebody else can do it.
Okay, now let's circle back to Special Ops. How did life change after that?
Oh my God, life has changed drastically. You know, I took a little break from television because I felt like personally, you know, as much as the platform gave me, but I felt like this is as much as I can creatively juice out of it. I could make a lot of money. I could continue doing it even right now, and I know that it would have you know, continued to kind of you know, give me the love that it was giving me. But I really, because I said, you know, over a period of time, I fell in love with what I do, and I wanted to do more. And that's how I took a break and I sat back at home and I was like, you know what, now I'm going to act the day I get a job that I really want to do. That if somebody sees me on screen again, it's going to be for something that I am personally really, really proud of. And that I'd like to watch myself, right? Special Ops happened in a very beautiful way. I was in Mussoorie holidaying, you know, with somebody I was dating back then, and I got a call for an audition.
Okay.
I was like, you know, I'm on a holiday. बॉम्बे में रह के तो काम मिलता नहीं है. कहाँ मसूरी में ऑडिशन बना के? अच्छा, ये बहुत पहले की बात है. तो कोविड के टाइम में फिर भी हमारी इंडस्ट्री में सेल्फ टेस्ट वाला एक कॉन्सेप्ट चालू हो गया था.
Okay.
But this is way before that. तो यू नो होटल रूम में लाइट वाइट नहीं होती
Yeah.
तो मैं हमारे होटल का जो कॉमन बाथरूम था ना वो बड़ा वेल लिट था
Okay.
जो रिसेप्शन का होता है
Okay.
तो मैंने वहाँ खड़े होकर अपना एक ऑडिशन बना के भेजा था एंड टू माय लक द नेक्स्ट डे आई गॉट अ कॉल कि तू वापस आ जा
Wow.
एंड आई डिडंट टेक दैट सीरियसली क्वाइट फ्रैंकली ना आई वाज लाइक वापस आ जा मतलब क्या मतलब एक ऑडिशन दिया मेरे को क्योंकि हमारी इंडस्ट्री में बड़ा ऐसा होता है कि आप एक राउंड ऑफ ऑडिशन से आपको कभी काम नहीं मिलता अगर कोई काम बनना भी होता है क्या नहीं भी बनना होता है तो 3-4 राउंड तो आप वही कैरेक्टर के लिए टेस्ट दे रहे होते हैं मैं कहा मैं आ जाऊंगा जब मैं आऊंगा बट आई केम बैक टू बॉम्बे एंड आई डिड इट आई थिंक आई डिड 2 more auditions for it and then I met Neeraj Pandey ji who then told me that मैंने उनको बोला मेरा सर घर जाके बता दूं कि काम मिल गया क्योंकि मुझे बता नहीं रहा था कि मुझे काम मिला है कि नहीं मिला है he's like अभी घर चला जा फोन आएगा अगर कुछ होगा I got a call from them and life's been amazing after that really I got accepted in a very very interesting way luckily for me even the character of Farooq Ali in season 1 had an arc that you had to find the character like you had to see him grow and somewhere I feel like symbiotically and simultaneously my career was also kind of you know people were rediscovering me and I had an arc which was growing which I feel like is ever growing you know it's been amazing that he's offered me Khakee I did that got so widely accepted thank you to everyone who watched it and yeah today we're at Special Ops second season I've done another show with Amazon which is also out hopefully towards the end of the year and yeah it's been glorious you know I'll be honest as actors I consider it success and luxury I mean of course everyone has their own definition but you know you can creatively sit back at home and be like यार मैं यही करना चाहता हूँ मैं उसके लिए रुकूंगा तो ये जो एक लग्जरी है ना एक एक्टर की बिकॉज वैसे ही बड़ा डिफिकल्ट प्रोफेशन है आपको काम मिलता नहीं है ये आई फील कि एक बड़ा चेंज हो गया कि आज मैं अपने हिसाब से काम कर सकता हूँ जो मैं करना चाहता हूँ
That's really beautiful and very interesting. But also on the front of performing all of your stunts yourself, what's the catch here? Tom Cruise type का है थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे fashion because you're an explorer अभी sailing की भी हमने बात करी so you love adventures I believe and now doing your own stunts.
You know this has been a change in me in the last I think 2.5 years or maybe 3 years now where I realized that I think I was going a bit too soft in life.
Okay.
You know, I think I was really celebrating life a bit too much, and I was like, hold on, I think I need to level up a little bit. And then I took on to every single fear of mine. I had a massive fear of heights, to a point where there's a small stunt in season 1 that I do where Farooq Ali is going to commit suicide,
yes.
right? That also I did on my own, which was on the edge of a 16th-floor building. And I remember crying, literally I had tears in my eyes. And I just sat down from fear. I was like, you know what, I'm never going to let this happen to me again. I can't be scared. Because someday I'm going to become the man of my family and I can't afford to be not the backbone of every single problem. And that's where it came from, you know. And I was like, you know what, when Neeraj told me this is what you have to do. Actually, there was a very interesting stunt before this, which also I was like, let's do it. He told me, you know, what do you feel about animals? I was like, I love animals. He's like, you'll be able to fight a bear. I was like, okay. I was like, I think so. So he's like, yeah, I'm thinking of something. I'm writing something. I'll tell you. So I was thinking in my head that मतलब कि क्या करना पड़ेगा second season में. And then you know he told me about this stunt that we did in Georgia in a place called Inguri, which is a city there, and it's on one of the largest dams in the world, right? And he told me about the stunt. I was like, you know what, sir, let's just go once to see it. So we went on the day of the pre-light. Not the pre-light, but the setup for the stunt. And I was like, मैं एक बार देख लेता हूँ, पता चले कि जिस दिन शूट पे जा रहा हूँ मैं हाँ तो बोल दिया है, but मुझसे हो नहीं रहा है. तो मैंने, you know, I put on the gear and I put on my harness, and for the life of me, I wouldn't leave the edge of the dam because it was a 600 feet drop.
Oh my God!
And usually dams have water, right, on either sides. That's the whole idea. But it was the dry weather. So when they had come to recce the dam, उसमें बहुत ऊपर तक पानी था. But अब पानी बिल्कुल नहीं था, तो 600 फुट का ड्रॉप था, and I was like, but then at the end of it, I did the stunt on my own, and I attempted that, and I loved it. And every single thing that you see in Special Ops is done by me, and it's not that I get inspired from Tom Cruise, but of course, I mean, who does not get inspired from Tom Cruise?
Absolutely.
In fact, I took Neeraj on the side. I was like, sir, you know, कैसे सोच लेते हो? आपको लगता नहीं कि आपके एक्टर मतलब गिर रहेंगे?
How long did you train for it?
कोई ट्रेनिंग थोड़ी होती है इसके लिए मतलब
one take मतलब जाओ और बस
I went a day prior. I got into the harness and so basically if this is the dam, you're here and this is the drop, you just come down and you suss out कि अच्छा ये ऐसा है. And then I told him कि I feel कि यहाँ पर सिर्फ एक हैंडल रख देते हैं कि because वो डैम कैसा था, it was basically, how do I tell the audience this? Okay. It was basically vertical. So if this was the parapet where you were parked with your cars and whatever, it basically dropped like this. It didn't drop like that. So the minute you came down, you swung in first.
Oh God!
And there's nothing to hold on to, right?
That's really scary.
Because it's not like वहाँ पे handle है. तो मैं कहा सर एक काम करते हैं, at least ये ledge पे ना एक handle रखते थे, so that the swing is not so hard that I don't hit myself, because it's so windy because it's in the hills. It's in the mountains actually. So that's the only 30 minutes you get, 40 minutes maximum. I think I put up something of it which is not exactly of it, but now that we're close to the date, I will. Yeah, that's it took me 30 minutes, and the next day we did the stunt. And the funny part is, I've realized in our industry, all these things that require the most time happen the most ad hoc.
Oh my God!
So the weather was going bad, it was getting really windy. तो सडनली मैं कुछ और कहीं स्टंट कर रहा हूँ, मतलब क्योंकि वो 2 यूनिट लगे होते हैं. एंड दे लाइक यार एक काम करते हैं, पहले इसको फटाफट कैन करते हैं, बहुत हवा आ रही है, बिकॉज ऑन अ सिंगल हार्नेस आई कुड गो एनीवेयर, राइट, बिकॉज इट्स सो विंडी. So we literally, in the middle of a shot, without any mental preparation, I've gone quickly harnessed myself and just taken off, and we've done it, and it was just too much fun. It was too much fun. I shat my pants, but it was too much fun. Because at this one point, what happened is that I got stuck midway, right? And the drone, because we were shooting on a drone, the drone went in a different direction because of the wind. It could not come back so quick. So I was just stuck midway. And sir wirelessed me because I was by myself in the middle. So all I had was a wireless. And he's like, and how are we? I was like, as good as it gets, sir. He's like, ab to niche dekh le. And I was stuck on my knees against the dam, and it was a lovely experience. And now I love it. I did so much hand-to-hand combat in this. I really just sometimes feel like we are as actors so blessed because we do these things that I don't think in real life you'll ever get to do. And it's just too much fun.
Tell us more about Tanvi and the Cannes experience.
Tanvi The Great happened to me actually on this Mauritius trip that I was mentioning for sailing. I randomly got a call and my phone was ringing, Anupam Kher. And my father's like, wow, Anupam Kher is calling you. I was like, sir. He's like, कहाँ है? मैं कहा छुट्टी पे हूँ मॉरिशस पे. कहता वाह क्या बात है, इंडिया आएगा तो मुझे फोन करियो. I think I landed in Bombay on the 30th of December, and I met him, and I said yes to the film on the 2nd after reading it, and yeah, we ended up shooting. It's a very, very sweet film. It's got a lot of heart. One of the biggest reasons to having said yes to it was the love that Anupam sir has for the material of it, and it's very, very close to him as a subject in his real life because it is based on his niece, whose name is Tanvi.
Yes.
And I just had to be a part of it just for that sheer reason and for the subject that it is. And yeah, in a very small way, I'm a part of this very beautiful film that went to Cannes, that went to Cannes. And whichever one is right, so I said let me just say both. नहीं क्योंकि कोई बोलता है कि कान वाला कान है, कोई कैन बोलता है, मैं कहा दोनों ही बोल देता हूँ जिसको जो सूझ जाए. हाँ. और बड़ा अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था क्योंकि मैंने हमेशा कान के बारे में सिर्फ सुना ही था और हमेशा देखा था लोगों जाते हुए, और मेरी बड़ी इच्छा थी कि अगर मैं कभी जाऊँ तो मैं एक कोई फिल्म के साथ जाऊँ, मैं सिर्फ जाने के लिए ना जाऊँ. एंड आई एम ग्लैड दैट इट वर्कड आउट इन द वे दैट इट डिड. हमने वहाँ अपनी फिल्म एग्जिबिट की, उसको बहुत प्यार मिला, लोगों को बड़ी अच्छी लगी. एंड इस वक्त एज वी आर टॉकिंग वो न्यूयॉर्क फिल्म फेस्टिवल में ये एग्जिबिट हो रही है. And you can see Anupam Kher's Instagram, and he's all with like these, posting left, right, and center.
I keep speaking to him about Tanvi. I said you have to come, you have to sit with me for this movie. So I'm hoping to see you again back here in Delhi.
Hopefully,
for
yes.
Tanvi as well
Absolutely.
after this one. So मुझे आप बताएं, Karan, what's next in the pipeline? Tanvi तो हमने discuss कर लिया. By the end of the year that you are saying on Amazon.
So I've already shot a show this year. It's called Bhay. It's based on Gaurav Tiwari. Gaurav Tiwari was a very, very interesting man. he was India's first paranormal investigator. First, it's a real story. He's a real person for the ones who don't know. And he actually worked a very short part of his career as a paranormal investigator, and he died at the end of it in a very mysterious way at a very young age. That's what unfortunately makes his story worth telling and very interesting. And I'm very, very privileged to play his part, because I know for the longest, the fraternity has been wanting to make something on him, and I'm glad that I get to be him, and I get to kind of say his story from the way that we see it and the book that it's based on. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a very interesting genre. While of course he dealt with the paranormal world, which one would assume is horror, but our show is not actually just horror. It's a paranormal drama thriller of the narrative of his trajectory.
Okay.
And we've also got the very talented Kalki in it. And I'm very scared for that part, because people have not really seen me in that light necessarily. So I feel I don't know what kind of acceptance it is going to get, because as an actor, when you're playing characters, you want the character to be accepted on screen first, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm actually very anxiously waiting for what people think, because it's very different than what I've done.
But that's what you are. I think you choose very different kind of role, and that is why you're extremely versatile in nature as far as your acting goes. But last but not the least, I would want you to also speak to us about the kind of bonhomie that you share with KK Menon.
KK sir and I actually हमने 2 सीजन किए हैं साथ में, एक्चुअली 2.5, क्योंकि मैंने भी एक शॉट दिया था, एक सीन किया था इसमें in 1.5.
हाँ, yes.
बट हमने आज तक कभी हैंग आउट नहीं किया साथ, क्योंकि हमने सेट पे कभी शूट ही नहीं किया. हमारी सिर्फ फोन पे बात होती है इन द शो. तो मैं अब्रॉड वाले शेड्यूल में होता हूँ, वो इंडिया वाले शेड्यूल में होता है, तो हमारा मिलना होता ही नहीं है. मैंने सबसे ज्यादा उनके साथ हैंग आउट इस प्रमोशनल टाइम पे किया है. पहली बार, क्योंकि पहले प्रमोशंस में हमारे हुए ही नहीं थे, बिकॉज कोविड आ गया था. सो वी डिडंट डू एनी राउंड ऑफ प्रमोशंस. But it's been very lovely, honestly, meeting him as a person. My only interaction with him, actually, before this, has been when after Special Ops 1 released and we were in the lockdown, कुछ 3-4 महीने बाद ना रैंडम मुझे केके सर का फोन आता है. And he's like, अरे वो मैंने शो तो अभी देखा. तूने बड़ा अच्छा काम किया, तूने अच्छा संभाला उस तरफ. So उन्होंने मेरा, क्योंकि हमारी कभी बात हुई नहीं, हमने कभी साथ में काम किया नहीं, पर ये इन 4-5 दिनों में मुझे उनके साथ हैंग आउट करके बड़ा अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि उनके जो जिंदगी के प्रिंसिपल्स हैं ना, जिस तरीके को जिंदगी को देखते हैं, अपने करियर को देखते हैं, अपने करियर से अटैच जितनी पेरिफरीज होती हैं उसको देखते हैं, वो सीखने लायक चीज़ है. दैट हाउ ही इज सो डिस्कनेक्टेड फ्रॉम the concept of PR, paparazzi, blowing your own trumpet. He doesn't do any of that. He's so comfortable with his idea of success and happiness. And I feel like that is envious. I want to be in that place in my life, where you do your bit, do your work, you have some close people in your life, and that's it. You don't do anything to make it look more glorified than what it needs to be. And I love that about him.
And that's how an actor should be, I believe.
Yeah, that's how we as human beings, in general, should be. So yeah, it's been lovely to kind of spend that time with him.
Absolutely, and that was a very amazing chat, and something that I have been waiting for almost a year. So ladies and gentlemen, you can clearly see how wide am I smiling. Thank you so much, Karan, for joining us for your conversation. Thank you so much, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Of course, not only for Special Ops, but also for Bhai.
Thank you.